My name is Colin, and I am a racial profiler. When the Enron scandal broke, I thought to myself, this is going to be older white guys in business suits. When there's a shooting outside a hip-hop club, I think this is going to be young black guys in rock-aware. Does this make me a racist or a person living in reality? Oh, now listen. Racial profiling, obviously, it's a touchy subject, but at the same time, don't we all profile people? I mean, if I didn't know you four, I would profile you, you know what I mean? You, I would think, was like the guy that everyone pictured before they arrested the guy that really kidnapped Elizabeth Smart. They look like you know? Bonnie, you know, you're like the pretty girl, and so you say, oh, she's too pretty to be. If I didn't know you weren't banging me, I'd say she must be banging me. And I don't appreciate that. And Greg, I would think you're more Eastern European than Latino, except for that big medallion around your neck, and that brings out the Puerto Rican in all of you. And Robinson, you know how I feel. You look like the cool black guy in the unhip white town. You know what I'm saying? You know, he lives with some big white girl. She loves it because he has a giant rod. She goes to work. He's like a half a bass player. You know, sometimes he gets to get a little jazz session. I don't know. Bass player. And, you know, you guys profile me for what I am. It must be hard because you know me as a legend and a star, so I know you can't just profile me. Well, what do you think of profiling? Bad? Good? Go ahead. I'm sorry. Were you going to slam me?
No, I wasn't going to slam you. I just figured you to be a middle-aged, nervous man. That's what I think you are.
Oh, that hurts. Yes.
A finished Irish idiot with his last shot in show business.
Really? That's very interesting.
Profiling, right?
Yes,
that's
profiling, Bonnie. Thank you. You're Canadian.
Yeah, the Arabs at the airport. That's the deal. And,
Arabs at the airport, sure.
Sure, they profile us, right? You ever try to get a cab on a Saturday night?
Yeah.
Those guys pick and choose, man.
They really do.
Yeah.
I'm sure
When does a white girl have trouble getting a cab?
Well, I don't, but I was thinking of you. Exactly. No, you gotta be hot to get a cab.
There's a lesson to be learned. So you try
here's the thing. Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead. I got nothing.
I was told to go for it.
Yeah, do it.
I feel like I have to.
Go right ahead.
That's why I'm on the show. No, but when I first moved to New York, you know, Mike Ivey, black comic, I would have to get him a cab, and in return, you know, he promised not to steal from me. So it was a nice
quid pro quo.
It worked out.
I think it's dangerous to profile any particular group. I really do. I think that's where we got in trouble with the snipers, the DC snipers. They're riding around a car with shotguns in their hand, asking cops for directions. You know, hey man, we're out of ammo. Where's the local gun shop? So I just think it's dangerous to do that. So you know, if you just go ahead, you got something.
No, you know, the term racial profiling is thrown around all the time, and it doesn't really mean anything. I mean, what do you know, like you said at the opening, you know, there are certain kinds of groups that commit certain crimes. It's just a question of, you know, what are you outlawing exactly? Like if you say, you know, most drug traffickers, most people that bring drugs into New York are black and Latino, which is a fact. But should you pull over every black and Latino? No, that would be wrong, and it would make pot really expensive in the city.
Common sense dictates, man. It's not just that you want to be racist. You know, I don't want to see a guy stop because of his race. But when it comes to flying, if you have a thick mustache and a hyphen in your last name, I want you cavity searched. It's common sense. There's nothing to do with being racist.
It's also that kind of, you know, the sort of politically correct way to claim we're not doing racial profiling at the airports is absurd. I mean, I was once flying back from Cincinnati, bragging, and Barry Williams he played Greg Brady, on the Brady Bunch.
Right.
They were searching him. They made him take his shoes off. He's sitting there, Greg Brady, you know, and he had just gotten his ass kicked on Celebrity Boxing the week before. It's like how much humiliation can this guy take? Like Greg Brady is not a terrorist. You know what I mean? Bobby Brady, he was always the troublemaker.
If ever there was like a metaphor for like the fall of the middle-class white America, it's him getting Greg Brady getting searched. That was no accident.
It's the bottom. I mean, look, I don't dislike Arab guys, but
I wasn't going to go laugh on that, but you should have waited at least for a minute to see.
Why? I didn't mean.
Shut up.
It was out of respect. I figured it was a little gap. I would jump in. Sorry.
But you have to look at what the impact. I mean, I think we could all say honest things. We could say, look, there are certain groups that are responsible for certain kinds of crime, but the question is, what's the impact of profiling on the innocent members of that race. It's like nobody's, stereotypes are true to an extent, but no cops aren't pulling Chinese guys out of their cars and making them do math problems. You know what I mean?
Chinese guys aren't being drive-by shootings. That's funny. I should let that one go.
Here's the thing. What I see right now is like, okay, Colin, I've been racially profiled consistently. All right, all the time. I get stopped. They mess with me. You guys,
that's what we paid them for.
That's what white guys, man. You guys, at least every white guy I know, at least know one cop. Everyone. And then you have that card that they give you in case you're stopped card. Am I right? Show this to the police in case you're stopped. As a black man, I don't have that. I don't have that. They stop me all the time. They said one time they stopped me, and this is a true story, said I had a drug dealer-looking car. How the hell do you get your car to look like a drug dealer car? I see that cocaine shooting out the trunk of the car. It's sad.
And it is hard to see how tough it is, and he's one of the nice ones.
No, he's not.
It's got to really...
No, but listen, yes, and let me tell you something else. But you have to admit, I've been arrested by black and white cops when I was a youth. And let me tell you something, the black cops love it when they get a white guy. They really loved it. You can just see that it changed their whole day for the better.
There's a balance, dude. There's a balance, I think, between being...
You said there's a balance due to the hosting point. You call me, there's a balance, Mr. Quinn.
All right, well, suede jacket wearing ass didn't seem appropriate.
Yeah, somehow it did.
There's a balance you find between, between letting a ticking Arab onto an airplane and sodomizing a Haitian immigrant with a plunger. There's a place in the middle where you use common sense. Richard Reed, you can eyeball somebody and see what they're like. He couldn't have looked more like a shoe bomber if he had written shoe bomber on his face with a red marker. You look at him and you know there's something wrong with him.
Or you can the problem with the profiling at the airports is you're putting too much power in the hands of these mutants that run the airport security in the first place. You know what I mean? We all racially if I'm on an air, I fly all the time. If I'm on a flight and there's like a nervous-looking Arab guy next to me, you don't automatically assume just because he's Arab-looking, but he's a little nervous, you start sizing him up. How about those Giants, dude? How's the heck going? You go USA, right?
Well, let me tell you something else, too. And my family is half black at this point. I've never met a black person that didn't drive over the speed limit. Be honest. Drive over the speed limit? Be honest. The only
thing I'll be honest with is that black guys, we have such a bad history with cops that when they stop us, we're so ready to play the race card, we actually forget we're doing illegal stuff. What you stop me for? Because I'm black? I'll give you that one.
All right, so look, the point is if you see an Irish guy stumbling out of a bar today, St. Patrick's Day, just remember something. He was there for the pretzels. We'll be right back. Well, we're moving on. 6 million kids are taking these behavioral meds every day, okay? And all these problems with drugs and medication now, it's kind of we had a similar scandal when I was a kid with Flintstones vitamins. No, that's not hacking. That's right. They had to put me on 2 points and a Mr. Slade. Then I was diagnosed with ADD. They were going to put me on St. Joseph's aspirin for children, but my mother said it was a violation of church and state. Come on, that was a sophisticated one. Let's talk about this thing because ADD, it is an important subject, and if there's one group of people that have ADD, it's comedians.
Right.
Do you think kids should be, you guys were born with ADD, do you realize that? And depression, actually.
They were actually going to put me, I don't know if I have ADD, but this is true. When I was a kid, they were going to put me on Ritalin or some sort of drug, but they didn't. And I don't think you should put your kids on drugs unless there's something really wrong with them. I turned out okay. I mean,
Yeah, I was going to say you're quite,
Oh boy, I want your kids to be a comic who pays for black hookers to tinkle on them, then don't put them on any drugs.
And that's profiling. We're getting back to profiling with that one.
I mean, Ritalin's an amphetamine.
All you the same color. Go ahead.
Ritalin's it's an amphetamine. You're giving little children amphetamines. I mean, it's these teachers. Maybe it's the teachers. I'm sick of hearing about it. The teachers keep complaining they don't get paid enough. Crank out some kids that could read, then we'll renegotiate. You know what I mean? Maybe it's the teacher's fault. They talk about the kids have short attention spans. How, you're talking about young kids, 4 and 5-year-old kids. It's not like they're influenced by that much societal stuff at that age. It's like kids, maybe most of these people aren't worth listening to for more than 10 or 15 seconds.
When they talk about the symptoms of ADHD, I guess it is, it's like that's every kid. If your kid don't have those symptoms, he's probably retarded. So what's the problem?
That's the other point. It's the parents.
And let me just, what's that?
It's the parents. It's not the teachers. It's bad parenting, and that's why kids aren't paying attention. They're little spoiled douches because people want they're awful. Parents want the 2 cars in the garage, and the women want the careers. It's like, if you want the career, fine. Stop having kids. Turn over on your stomach and give up the balloon knot once in a while.
You realize with the ADHD, one thing that I've found out is that these kids, if your kid is diagnosed with having ADHD, you get a check for that. You get money, like $700 a month. I mean, that's tempting. Are you serious?
He knows all about all the social programs.
I don't know that.
He hell knows that. It's a whole beating the state system.
You realize what's going to happen now? Everybody's going to be watching the show. They're going to start trying to get it.
Yeah, that's it.
First of all, let me say a couple of things. One is, my mother, my father, my sisters, all my cousins, they're all teachers. I don't appreciate your attitude. Second of all, really, don't you guys feel like you would have been something a little more successful?
No.
If you'd been, shut up.
He's asking a question. I was trying to answer.
If you were, you were like the crazy kids in class. Like, I was always back there with the bully and the other idiot in the back, and we were the class clown. Class clown, bully, whatever.
That was my
That's what you wanted to finish.
Yeah. When I was in grammar school, I went to a high school that was like a sort of a progressive kind of high school, and then my whole life turned around.
It was very disciplined.
But I wasn't disciplined. It was just more progressive and open-minded, and they treated people with respect. When I was in grammar school, I went to Catholic grammar schools in Queens, and my parents would get called in all the time, and they say, "Is there something wrong at home? What's happening?"
Right.
It's like, well, maybe I prefer staring out the window than listening to this moron speak. Maybe that was the problem.
Why don't you bring up teachers again, Greg, damn it? Again. I already told you. And a couple of them taught Catholic school, too. What I do as a student.
Cut the teacher's pay and put that money in a pool.
Damn it.
To pay the pro athletes. Seriously. Anybody can sit in a classroom full of kids and not teach them anything, but it's only a tiny percentage of college date rapists that get to go on and become professional athletes. Dude, they deserve to be compensated.
He's got a good point. Now, what about the Canadian school system?
Right.
Why are people so boring when they come out of there?
I don't know. When I was younger, I wasn't on any kind of... I self-medicated, you started at an early age, and that's what you do.
Isn't that a Canadian thing?
Drugs are not the answer. Drugs are not the answer because you're gonna stifle creativity. They thought I had, and this is true, they thought I used to have a nervous twitch where I would stare.
Self-awareness.
Look at the kid and tell him you love him. Unless you have a good prescription plan, then grind pills in at breakfast with a little sociopath till he gets out on his own. We'll be right back. Thank you very much. Oh, thank you. During his fireside chats throughout World War II, President Roosevelt asked Americans to make sacrifices, tangible things they could do on the home front while the husbands, the sons, and the brothers fought overseas. United against a common enemy, American civilians bought war bonds, rationed food, and held blackout drills. And most importantly, they let you know who the enemy was. Okay? This is a replica of a real poster. See? You got the white lady with a little child here, about to be groped by the enemy. Japanese guy's going for the nipple. German guy's gonna pull out the barrette, And you're like, damn, yeah, get you a hot ball. You're like, okay, who do I send a check to, Of course, if we made that poster today, you'd have to add 1,000 hands, so it couldn't be accused of being racially profiling of Islamics. Just have to be everybody kind of a politically correct thing, You got the black dude, you got the white trash guy over there, and, the Puerto Rican putting the earring on the baby. That's a nice touch, I think. You got the lesbian going after the mother. I don't know. Whatever that is, a casino chip or sushi. I don't know what the hell it is. It's too bad you can't invest directly in the war. I'd like to buy shares of a surface-to-air missile. Instead of getting depressed about my 401k, I could turn to a military briefing on CNN and track my investments, Hey, look, my missile goes up, a building goes down, capital gain, I'll take Lockheed over Enron any day. What happened to the good old days of the government rallied the home front with racial slurs? This is a real poster from World War II. Look at this. Look at this. Uncle Slam rolls up his sleeves. He's going to beat the Japanese guy to death with a tire iron, You couldn't get away with that now. It's too bad. Monosyllabic ethnic slurs like Jap, Kraut, and Wop helped Americans get behind the war. Now we don't even have the balls to dehumanize the enemy. We call Saddam by his first name like he's our ex-frat buddy, you know? And we call the terrorists a few bad apples who hijacked Islam, you know? How are we supposed to kill an enemy that our government is afraid to offend? Well, so, like President Roosevelt, I ask you, my fellow Americans, to join me in making a few sacrifices for this war effort. Number one, we start rationing food. Not all food, just carbs. As of today, America, we're all on the Atkins diet. Listen, when the troops left for the Gulf, we were a bunch of fat pigs suing McDonald's for serving us French fries. Enough. Our troops are laying their lives on the line for us. Let's show them some gratitude. Give them a homecoming parade of six-pack abs and sweet tight asses. Now, all right. Now, number two, it's time to call out the gas-guzzling SUV drivers. Yeah. And I'm not talking about the soccer moms. I'll take care of them. I'm talking about the hip-hoppers. I'm asking a few hardy souls to go to do-or-die Bed-Stuy tonight and make the ultimate sacrifice for your country. Approach an idling Range Rover, knock out the blacked-out window, and when it slowly opens to reveal the barrel of a Tech 9, demand that 50 Cent start carpooling with DMX. All right. Number three. Tonight we're going to get real specific and real clear for the war effort. We've got a tough crowd care package that's going out to the troops in the Kuwaiti desert tomorrow. We asked the audience to donate some things to the troops. A lot of you guys brought very nice stuff. Let's see what they brought us, okay? These are just some of the items. A lot of people, you know, we really appreciate it. Well, first we got this guy. He sent gum and vitamin C for the troops right here. Which is, no, this is the kind of stuff they actually asked for, and I guess this is probably the American troops asked for this, but not for themselves, for the English troops. Seriously, they the teeth. They don't big dental plan over there. That was from Alan Wagner of the Bronx, New York, and thanks, Al. Thanks, Al. He's like, hey, you know. Well, all you guys brought stuff. Easy Al Wagner. Now you got Anise Gemmel from New York City. She, her hometown is Anchorage, Alaska. I don't know what that means, but something about it is freaky, isn't it? She sent a kosher salami from Katz's Deli. Anise, I know you meant well, but let's face the facts. Why don't you just get the guy... You understand the scent that gets picked up of a kosher thing in the Middle East? Why don't you send the guy a yarmulke with a target on top? All right, look. No, I'm just kidding. And this could also come in handy. Don't ask, don't tell. All right, look. All right. Damn it. I had to go for it. I couldn't resist the don't ask, don't tell. Then you got David Haberhaus, Matt Holly, and Clayton Zistra of Seattle, Washington. They sent the game Risk, which is a game about war, you know, how to be like a world domination power. Now, either they're the most insensitive kids that ever lived, or they're the most ironic kids that ever lived, or because they're Seattle, sometimes you think they're trying to make a statement. No. You know, Seattle, they like to make statements up there a lot. Well, folks, thank you very much. We're going to send all this stuff out. You guys put a lot of other stuff in there. Very nice. And I'll be keeping the porno, but other than that, they'll get everything. God bless you, and God bless America. We'll see you for Act 4. Thank you. Well, comedians have often helped soldiers get through a war. World War II, you had Bob Hope. The Korean War, you had Bob Hope. And Vietnam was Bob Hope. And the Gulf War was Jay Leno and Bob Hope. And the next war has these people. We asked each member of our panel to record a message for the troops. Okay, first up, Greg.
Fellas, I'd like to give you a little advice. Stay positive. Remember, you're not alone. You're part of a vast international coalition. The world is with us on this, okay? Bulgaria, sending a couple of dudes. That's pretty much it. Listen, I really hope you all get home safe. It's sad that war still exists, but let's face it, we live in a backwards, unjust, and evil world where people fly planes into office buildings, and Robin Williams wins a Grammy for Best Comedy Album. Look, it's scary. Good luck to everybody.
Okay, Keith.
All right. To all my brothers over there in the desert, I want you to know I'm with you in spirit. And when you get into Baghdad, there's a place, a club called 72 Virgins. It's on the corner of MLK Boulevard and Saddam Parkway, next to the KFC. I know a guy at the door. Champagne room is on me. Y'all take care. See you.
All right. Jim Norton.
You guys, you're doing the right thing over there, and you shouldn't care if the rest of the world criticizes you any more than Lara Flynn Boyle cares if she's criticized by a fat chick. And while you're taking care of business, please feel free to open the cargo doors and drop a few megatons on those ungrateful, uncircumcised monkeys in France, Germany, Saudi Arabia, and South Korea.
Okay. All right. Bonnie Mcfarlane.
Well, my heart goes out to all the troops who are so far away from their friends, family, and lovers. But as a female, I really feel like I should address more specifically the woman warriors who so often get ignored by the media. You're bona fide soldiers, but under those flak jackets and Rosie O'Donnell haircuts, you're still ladies who get scared and lonely and need something to keep you going.
Yeah! That's the show. For the troops, if you get my tape, fast forward right to Bonnie.